things aren't looking any rosier for the Lakers, with the relationship between superstars LeBron James and Russell Westbrook continuing to go downhill. Recently, a new trade scenario has emerged that could finally rid the LA club of Westbrook and his $47.1 million salary for the upcoming season. So let's dive into this new deal, as well as James and Westbrook's current relationship in today's video.
But first, a reminder about our brand new giveaway. We're giving away a PS5 with a copy of NBA 2K22 and Madden 22. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
First up, Westbrook's fallout with LeBron James. Westbrook recently split up with his longtime agent, Tad Focher, who released a shocking bombshell statement that indicated Westbrook was desperate to leave the Lakers, even if there's precious little public interest in the fading superstar. The Athletic reported that according to league sources, the split caught several people around the Lakers way off guard. It certainly didn't help that it was already an unstable environment, but it's just not his agent, with whom Westbrook apparently had irreconcilable differences, as Focher termed was the reason for the split. It seems that Westbrook had fallen out with LeBron James, who's reportedly pretty keen to shift Westbrook and make room for a potential reunion with Kyrie Irving, the Brooklyn Nets. But ESPN reported that talks between the Nets and the Lakers hadn't progressed, leaving James increasingly unlikely to have Irving on his team again this season. Westbrook and James both recently watched the Lakers Summer League game together, but didn't speak to each other at all, and even exited the game at different times through different doors. Awkward and tense really sums up the mood at one of the NBA's glamour franchises. Kyle Goon even wrote in the Orange County Register that the subtext of the chilly scene seemed clear. Another remark from James has been interpreted as a possible jab at Westbrook. On a recent episode of his YouTube show, The Shop, James opened up on his desperation to win and how troublesome he finds it when his teammates don't feel the same way. Definitely seems directed at Westbrook. Next, the Lakers' drastic trade deal for Westbrook. The situation is seemingly getting sadder by the hour, especially as a deal to send Westbrook to Brooklyn in a trade for Kyrie Irving is becoming less obvious. As Jovan Buha wrote in The Athletic, Westbrook's an ironclad first ballot Hall of Famer, but this is becoming one of the saddest post-prime superstar runs in NBA history. This would certainly be a staggering decision, but even contemplating the possibility of paying that much money for nothing reflects the grim reality for the LA Lakers. Such a deal could potentially help the Nets generate a massive trade exception for as much as Irving's entire salary. However, they could also be spared from another side's salary concerns. The Knicks are reportedly ready to go all in on a trade for Donovan Mitchell of the Utah Jazz, a deal that looks certain to happen at some point, but NBA insider Mark Stein reported a source as saying the Knicks weren't going to stop there. They're also looking further to explore the scenario to trade away Julius Randle if they're able to acquire Mitchell. The renowned reporter noted that most likely option to rid Randle from their books would be to swap with Westbrook. It's been suggested that in return for Westbrook and draft picks, and perhaps possibly an additional player such as Talen Horton-Tucker or Kendrick Nunn, the Lakers could land Irving from the Nets and either Doug McDermott, who's owed $27.5 million over the next 2 seasons, or Josh Richardson, who's expiring at $12.2 million from San Antonio. Also, what about Kyrie Irving's deal? It's being reported that Brooklyn Nets are remaining steadfast in their demand about the Kyrie Irving for Russell Westbrook exchange deal. According to Mark Stein of Bleacher Report, any potential deal would need to include some first-round draft capital thrown in on the LA Lakers end as a minimum, with Westbrook set to earn almost $11 million more than Irving next season. The Nets are adamant that any straight swap would require the Lakers to sweeten the deal with some form of meaningful draft compensation. Not to mention, it would cost Brooklyn an additional $50 million once luxury tax penalties are forced in. However, despite the complications arising due to the large salary discrepancy and clear downgrade in talent Brooklyn would be forced to swallow, ESPN's Brian Windhorst reported that he's pretty confident that a deal will eventually get done. The NBA insider went on to explain that the Lakers appear to be the only viable trade option in a very narrow market for Irving, but predicted that it will be a fight along the way. In positive news for Lakers fans, several NBA media outlets reported that a potential multi-team trade deal involving Brooklyn, LA, and Toronto may be imminent, with all 3 teams' respective GMs, Rob Pelinka, Sean Marks, and Masai Ujiri, being seen having an interesting conversation over the weekend at the NBA Summer League in Las Vegas. Whether these discussions could involve Kyrie Irving heading to the Lakers or Kevin Durant heading to the Raptors, or a combination of both, is not clear as of yet. Meanwhile, LeBron James also defended Jason Tatum from critics. Jason Tatum had an incredible year with the Boston Celtics, most notably leading the team to the NBA Finals. He became the first ever Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and despite the fact the Boston Celtics ended up losing to the Golden State Warriors, it's pretty clear that only good things await Tatum and the Celtics. Many people have called the player out over his finals performances, as he struggled when guarded by Andrew Wiggins as well as other Warriors defenders. In fact, Nick Young even claimed that Jason had left Jaylen Brown hanging during the game. But recently, LeBron James came to his defense, pointing out that the Celtics stars had a phenomenal season regardless of the outcome, and added that he'll surely be back on the highest stage soon. Jason Tatum has shown that he's a superstar in this league with his playoff run. He now has experience playing in the finals, and there's no doubt that he'll perform even better next time around. And now for some other related news. Firstly, what's in store for Kyrie Irving's future? Outside of ridding themselves of a giant Kyrie Irving-sized headache, the major appeal for the Nets in a deal of this kind would be the potential for a trade exception at up to $36.9 million, which would represent the largest in the entire NBA history. By trading Irving to the Lakers and taking minimal value back in way of another player's salary, the Nets would be able to create a trade exception equal to Irving's first-year salary, in this case $36.9 million. The value of the exception goes down with salaries of the players taken in. For instance, a $10 million player acquired by Brooklyn in the trade would leave them with $26.9 million on the exception. And this exception could then be used to trade any time within the next year for a player or multiple players with salaries adding up to the amount without adding to their cap and luxury tax liabilities. Also, Kawhi Leonard's injury progress. Typically, whenever a player suffers from an ACL injury, it takes them about 10 to 12 months of rest to be able to play again. When asked how long the player would be out, the team representatives didn't give a clear answer. In fact, they clarified that it totally depends on Leonard's recovery speed. Not just that Leonard himself said that he and the team would have to see how fast he gets better. He added that he wants to return as healthy and strong as he was before he got injured. He also explained that he had signed a long-term deal with the team as he would like to play the next season with them. The situation is much better now, and fans hope to see their favorite player again soon. The maximum time he needs to rest is a year, and it's already been about 11 months since he was sidelined. So here's some good news for all the NBA fans. Kawhi will return sooner than expected. And lastly, the Chicago Bulls are at a crossroads. The world of the NBA is filled with new drafts and constant trades each season, and the Chicago Bulls are known to have their ups and downs. They're now looking to build up their roster and create a winning team with free agents. We can see that the Chicago Bulls are not at a crossroads of sorts, but they've had some legendary years back when Michael Jordan, the GOAT himself, was still part of the team and even had a pretty good run with Derrick Rose. Jordan was undoubtedly the jewel in their crown and the reason they have 6 championship rings. His power duo with Scottie Pippen, led by Coach Phil Jackson, ruled the NBA for 6 years. Right now, that player seems to be none other than Zach LaVine. While there are talks of him becoming a free agent, it seems likely that he'll be re-signing with the Bulls. That also means that if he gets a mega deal, they will lose quite a lot of their budget. And that's a wrap for this video. What do you think of LeBron's ugly fallout with Russell Westbrook? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell notification for similar videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.